Hello everybody, welcome back to the Thunderdome. Boy, today is going to be an interesting episode. It's been about a week since the last time I had a chance to record, but I have really been trying to find time to get back to this. And we're starting off on an election, on an elimination. And this is going to be very interesting because we skipped a whole day. We have no idea what happened Sunday. We have no idea what Rinka and Maharu were talking about. We do know they connected. And we can probably assume that they spent the day talking about how to handle Scale. And I'm going to say it's also a safe assumption that they both have all of Scale's cards. They were able to brainstorm, along with Naomi, to figure out what those cards meant so that now Rinka has a copy of Maharu's and Maharu has a copy of Rinka's. I'm guessing. But what's especially interesting, this is the first election, the first elimination after getting rid of number 4, after getting rid of you. And of the 6 people left, at least 5 people, maybe 6, I'm not sure about Alan, but at least 5, with the possible exception of Alan. At least 5 people not only have the ability to vote someone out, but also have a pretty good motivation for doing so. Rinka should be able to vote out Scale, and to be perfectly honest, she's going to have to, if only to save Maharu. Maharu should be able to vote out Scale as well, and Maharu should also be able to vote out Odette, because Odette came clean with a bunch of her stuff, and we'll get back to that in a minute. Federico can vote out Odette, Scale can vote out Maharu, Odette can vote out Federico and Maharu, and Alan's a bit of a wild card still. Alan and Scale may have info on each other, that was alluded to a bit, but we don't know for a fact. Alan may just sit back, eat some trail mix, and watch the drama unfold, as far as this particular elimination goes. I have a feeling Scale is probably going to get eliminated. Odette and Federico are both strong candidates, but I only think one of them is going to get eliminated, one or the other. Maharu might. Low probability, but it is possible. Rinka and Alan, I think, are safe for this round. I think they're going to be okay. But I mentioned a few times, and I brought this up once or twice, that I haven't watched video 2 in a while. I went back and I watched it to check out the rules and stuff. And I've talked about kind of like Chekhov's gun. In this case, Chekhov's rule set, where you can't just introduce rules if they're not going to get used. Very few of the rules that were introduced in that video that talk about the rules haven't been used yet. Basically, only 2 rules have not really come up. One is what happens when 2 people directly challenge each other, which I have a feeling is going to happen today. I don't think Maharu is going to challenge Scale, because Scale can challenge her back. I think Rinka is going to vote out Scale. But Federico and Odette can both challenge each other, and Maharu and Odette can both challenge each other. And I think one of those 2 may happen. And it's going to be a similar situation as to when you challenge someone to vote out someone else. The same thing that happened with Sonia. If you want to vote out each other, then you have to give up a card for vote priority. And if you give up all, like if you decide that you're not going to give up your cards, and there's a bit of a prisoner's dilemma situation there, if you both say no, then you can't vote each other out. You just negate each other. If you choose to reveal cards, then whichever one chooses to reveal a card gets to vote the other one out. If they both reveal cards, they both reveal 2 cards. And that's going to be very important. And then, of course, if you want to go all the way and reveal all your cards, then you negate each other's cards. You literally eliminate the ability to vote each other out, which is nice, but the flip side to that is everyone else at the court can now vote you out as well. That may not matter for some people. Like Maharu, if we manage to vote out Scale and Federico, I don't think Maharu would care if her cards get revealed, because the only person that would really benefit from that would be Alan. Now, to be fair, Alan eliminates people like most people order lunch, so that's not a good thing. But we also have a plan that Odette and Maharu were talking about, and I kind of wonder if there's a situation where I have a feeling, first of all, Rinka's going to vote up Scale, and there's basically nothing he can do about it. Next, I have a feeling Maharu is going to vote up Odette, and then a couple of things might happen. First of all, Federico may wonder if he should challenge that. And there's a couple reasons he might, if only just for pride. Because if Maharu and Odette challenge or nominate each other and then don't challenge, then neither of them gets voted out, and Federico basically wastes a week. On the other hand, if Federico challenges Maharu and is willing to give up a card for vote priority, then we have a weird situation, because Maharu has already shown a card. She's the only one who's publicly shown a card to gain election priority. If Federico does the same, then he's, again, in the same boat. Odette hasn't done that, which means if Odette challenges the person who's voting her up, if the two people vote for each other, if it's either Maharu and Odette or Federico and Odette, does that mean Odette basically can't lose? Because no matter how many cards the other person plays, she's got 3 cards, you've got 2 cards. Does that mean that she's just kind of in the catbird seat? Again, if she reveals all her cards, well, I guess she doesn't have to reveal all the cards. That's true, that's the nice thing. Because, again, you've got a situation where they can only reveal 2 cards. You only reveal 2 cards. You've got 1 card left. Now, to be fair, Odette's cards are more or less known at this point. By pretty much anyone except Alan and maybe Rinka, if Maharu hasn't bothered discussing it with her. Scale and Federico pretty much sussed it out. Odette essentially confessed to Maharu. There's also an element of trust here, because if Odette and Maharu have this plan where they vote for each other and then just decide they're not going to challenge. What if Odette does challenge? What if she decides, no, I'm going to vote you out? And you would think that would be unlikely based on the talk in the park, where Odette essentially confessed her feelings. But at the same time, I don't trust Odette. Odette is very cunning. Odette will say whatever. I appreciate the fact that she's probably honest in the fact that she just sees this as a game. And if she wins, she wins. And if she loses, she loses. And she's not that invested in it, aside from the fact that she's having fun, because she's made comments like that in the past. But at the same time, she's also manipulated people in the past, specifically Rinka, so who knows if she's not manipulating Maharu as well. There's a lot that could go on, and I suspect there's going to be a surprise in here somewhere, like maybe Alan just randomly nominates someone, you know, or something else happens where someone has a set of cards that we don't realize, and they're able to, maybe Scale can stop Rinka, maybe Scale has all Rinka's cards. I find that very unlikely. But something's going to happen here. This is going to be a shouting match, I suspect. There's a lot of possibilities, and I want to roll right into it and see what happens. If Rinka doesn't elect Scale right off the bat, that's going to be a mistake. But I think she's motivated. We've talked about this before. I've theorized that Rinka would probably be the one to vote out Scale just because she had his regret card. That was before I found out Maharu had his cause of death card. But I still think that's going to hold. I still think Rinka's made comments about, can I vote out Scale? That was before she found out Maharu's head was on the chopping block, essentially. She'll do it to save Maharu. She's found her motivation to get Naomi back. She doesn't have the same option for Maharu. If Maharu gets voted out, she's gone. If Maharu dies, she's not coming back. So we need to be a little more proactive now. The question is, will she do it? And I think she will. But how is everything else going to play out? What is the plan Maharu and Odette came up with? How's Federico and Scale going to respond to these things that are going to come up? What the hell's Alan got in his back pocket? We're down to 6 people that are very highly motivated to stay alive. We're not Shigetsugu or Sonia anymore, who have just sort of resigned themselves to their fate. We got some fighters now, literally from last episode, so let us join the parka. Good evening, my lovely little slaves to fate. Is it going to be a good evening? I don't think Parka's ready for what we're about to bring. Boy, she's going to be pretty entertained too. She's going to be like, oh, let me get out my DM rulebook here. I need to figure out what the hell's going on. And again, we don't know what happens in a stalemate. Parka was just like, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We haven't really covered that rule yet either. It's also going to be interesting. Order matters because you get to eliminate someone who might eliminate someone else. Again, it's very smart for Rinka to go for Scale because it means Maharu will be saved. But it also forces you to be proactive. If someone tells you they're going to do something, and then they do something else, but your turn has passed, then you don't really get to respond or do anything to stop it when you might have, you could have, but you got misled. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing I noticed, which is also maybe going to come up. Number one, Parka did specifically say only one person can survive. So we'll see if that holds. We still don't know what happens in a stalemate, but she did specifically say only one may survive. So will that rule hold? Will it be superseded by something else? We'll see. The other thing I noticed is you can only make one election per night. So that also means you can only defend yourself from one person per night. For example, if Odette, for example, gets nominated by both Maharu and Federico, well, she may have both their cards. She may be able to defend herself, but she can only defend herself against one of them. Anyway, I suspect this is going to be an episode of rules lawyering. Let's see how this goes. Parka's voice echoes throughout the Court of Fate once more. Hey everyone, how's our mood tonight? Tonight marks the 8th round of Divine Selection. Only 6 of the original 12 participants are left. Yeah, let's get this down. We need to keep track of the players here, because I still think tonight's going to be nuts. 1, Rinka. 2, Maharu. 3, Federico. 9, Scale. 11, Odette. And 12, Alan. I still want to know why number 6 called Alan Bill in the second video. Where did Bill come from? 1 is guaranteed to be eliminated tonight, though. Oh? I know one thing about this game is it's usually pretty clear about who's going to be eliminated. Like, Shigetsugu sort of resigned himself to his fate. Yu resigned himself to his fate, even though he was very resentful and remorseful at the end. We knew Sonia was heading out. We knew Keiko was headed out. Odette's really got that vibe from the last video. We just said Odette is going to die. But I don't necessarily trust that. Again, Odette is cunning, and I suspect the game is subverting my expectations here. But I have a feeling it's talking about Odette. Yeah. Oh, are we playing as Maharu? None other than Odette. No, wait, what? Oh, no, we must be Federico. We can't be Maharu. Because Maharu, if we're Maharu, Odette would not be the first person we'll have elected. Sonia was the first person that Maharu elected. This is Federico being confident. Ah, okay. This is not the narrator saying, oh yeah, Odette's gone for sure. No, this is Federico saying, I got that bitch's number. I'm coming for you. I'm done with this. You may be in for some surprises there, Federico, my boy. The very first person I'll have elected. We'll see. You're number 3 on the board, buddy. We'll see what happens by the time we get to you. Oh, trust me. I don't think today is going to be boring at all, Parka. Please spare me from the boredom that accompanies your silence. I guess it's on you then. Go on and tell us something really interesting. Yeah, Odette just doesn't give a shit. She's got 5 minutes to live. Something interesting, you say? Oh, no, tell us something interesting. Let's hear something interesting. Something we can use, maybe. Odette remains as calm as ever, even with her impending elimination. Again, she's got some options here. That really pisses me off. Well, that's because you're Federico and you suck. Yep. Who cares about that? Let's get elected already. This is going to be fun. Yeah, all right. My impatience gets the better of me, causing me to shout. So I was right. We are playing as Federico. All it does is cause Odette to flash me a smug grin. Yeah, she's going to be smug to the end. She does not give a damn. That stupid face drives me mad. The emotional stability of a child. Goodness gracious. Someone sounds desperate to carry out the election, it seems. Jump right on in. I was wondering if we were going to have a little bit of a discussion or if someone wanted to maybe make some comments beforehand. But nope, we're going to dive right in. Rinka? Rinka, this hinges on you. You better be voting a number 9 up. Very well. Allow me to begin tonight's election. Parka makes her announcement loud and clear. She's doing it to show me up, too. Little brat thinks she's better just because she's a goddess. You don't gotta be a goddess to be better than you, Federico, my boy. Revolve, oh clock of fate. Again, I think there's a high chance Federico's getting booted out, especially considering we're POVing him right now. But Scale for sure. Scale and Federico, I think. Scale and Odette, maybe, but Scale and Federico, I think both of them are done. The standard election procedure follows. It's a sight I've gotten way too used to. Oh, what? Oh, that dark music better kick in. Nothing from me? Okay, all bets are off. I have no idea what's going to happen now. Nothing from me? Did you not figure it out? Did you not figure out Scale's cards with Miharu and Naomi working together with you? Or do you have them and you don't want to use them for some twisted reason? Or is there something else going on? Nothing from me? Oh, just because purely because these games have taught me to expect the unexpected. I knew this was a possibility, but I didn't actually think. Oh, what's Miharu gonna do? Because now I don't think Miharu can target Odette. The other thing I was thinking of, I expected Rinka to vote out Scale. But Miharu might have to vote out Scale. Because that's the only way she can defend herself. But then what's the plan that she had with Odette? Because the discussion she had with Odette was before any of this Scale nonsense happened. That was before she even had the knowledge or the option to vote Scale out at all. Was she going to vote out Odette? I feel like that was part of the plan. And if all that stuff happens, is Scale going to vote out Miharu? Are we just going to lose Miharu? I thought it was going to be a small chance that we lose her, but that chance just flew to the top here. Nothing from me. Oh boy. Numeral 1 passes. Next up is Miharu. Based on everything up till now, she'll pass. Okay. Based on this comment alone, I know she's not going to. The question is who she's going to vote for, Scale or Odette. I'm the only one out of our alliance that'll be electing someone tonight after all, that you know of. I think Odette's going to vote. I think Miharu's going to vote for Odette. But that's very bad news because Scale could be on his way out today, or could have been, and now Scale's just going to sit here and do as he pleases. And that's going to be rough. What did you guys talk? Rinka has to know Miharu is screwed. Okay, as I thought. That was the plan. That was the plan. So that was to be expected. That didn't change, even though Scale didn't get voted for, which is very unfortunate. But Miharu voting for Odette, I kind of figured that. How's Federico going to respond to that? What's Federico going to do? Is he going to accept that and pass? Is he going to not trust and challenge to make sure it happens? Or is he going to challenge just for the sake of his own pride? Yeah, Federico's going to be like, what the F? Hee very well. What's going on here? Yeah, Federico is definitely going to be thrown for a loop by that. Again, as I expected. I can't hide my panic over what just happened. Odette catches my eye in the midst of my breakdown. She's giving me the same smug-ass grin as always. Almost like she knew things would play out like this, which she did. If Miharu's electing her, then I don't need to, right? Yeah, again, here's the thought process. Does he pass or does he challenge? There's an argument both ways, but he's going to have to come up with a decision fast. Oh God, what's Scale going to do? Is Miharu gone? I don't like Miharu, especially after the way she's been treating Naomi, but still, it's Miharu. Numeral 3, make your intent clear. I cut myself off. You're going to challenge it. Yeah, I'll elect numeral 11 as well. Okay. Again, very distinct possibility. Felt like he would do it. Really probably should have passed, but I'm curious what would have happened if he'd have passed. But if Odette and Miharu just challenged, nominated each other and then said psych? I don't know. I'll elect numeral 11 as well. That was close. The shock almost made me forget that Odette has my information too. Oh, there's also that. Well, I guess that's actually an intelligent play for him because he doesn't know that Odette has Miharu's information. So it would really come down to a question of who is Odette going to vote for, and in Federico's mind, there's no doubt she's going to vote for him. Miharu will get her hands on that info if she eliminates Odette. Also that's true as well. Don't tell me that's been her plan from the beginning. Huh? Oh, how's Scale been thrown for a loop? Scale should have expected Federico to vote for Odette. Maybe the Miharu vote threw him off, but Doesn't sound like Scale expected this either, judging by his expression. Yeah, now there's a challenge situation. This throws a minor wrench in. Will he hold off on voting up Maharu? I don't see why he would bother. Can't see him putting her up to this. There's nothing in it for him. I see we have our first duplicate election of the night. Do wait until the clock makes its full revolution first. Ah, that's something else I was wondering about. Were we going to hash out the conflict before anything else, or are we going to wait to see how the rest of the clock plays out? At the very least, we need to know who Odette's voting for, because that'll certainly determine who feels like vote priority is necessary. And again, what was Odette's plan in all this? I'll be curious. Scale is clearly frustrated and confused as to what's going on, but I still think he's going to vote for Maharu. Scale's right after me. Now that we're down to so few people, yeah, we literally just skip half the clock. And there it is. There it is. Oh boy. Rinka, what is going through your head right now? I elect numeral 2. Rinka? How is that a shock? Federico, you idiot. How do you not know that? He's electing someone. Of course he is. Again, I expected almost everyone here to elect someone. The fact that Rinka didn't blows my mind. Alan still may. Alan's going to just pull something out of his ass, I have a feeling. But we'll see. Maharu of all people, too. Again, expected. We knew that was going to happen. He's smiling, but not that fake one he usually has. He looks like he's holding back a really wicked laugh. Apparently number 9 has some sort of secret we're not yet privy to as well, so it'll be interesting to learn a little more about him. I can't believe this. This isn't that difficult to believe. You knew he was going to vote up Maharu. Actually, no, wait. No, that's something we got from Odette. Maybe Federico didn't get told that, or he's just not smart enough to figure it out. Odette was. Numeral 1 doesn't seem the least bit concerned about Maharu being elected either. Guess they really did part ways. Okay, again, what is the plan here? Rinka threw away her ability to stop this by not acting preemptively, if I'm understanding the rules correctly. Or did they just make peace with the fact that Maharu's on her way out Sunday and Rinka's just accepted it? Do they have a plan or don't they? What's going to happen? Very well, man. Elections all around. Odette is absolutely going to elect someone. The question is Maharu or Federico. Alan, who knows what you're going to do? What about you, numeral 11? Man, you're getting targeted today. What the frick? What is happening in this trial right now? Or this trial? My brain is still in Danganronpa mode. Nothing from me. Odette. Odette, you mad... What is the plan here? That's going to freak Federico out. He's going to be like, okay, where am I? What is happening? What is life? What is going on? Did you guys change the rules on me when I wasn't looking? Nothing from me. Literally 2 people are targeting you. Why nothing from you? Okay, my role is merely that of a supervisor. I may know what awaits you in your original fates, but the possibilities that stem from here are a mystery even to me. Another thing I forgot to mention is I figured that the whole us going after Parka thing was going to fall by the wayside, considering how spicy this particular elimination round was going to be. But I do wonder if some of that is going to factor in after this. Or what? You know what? I lost my train of thought. My brain is pudding right now. I have no idea what's going on. What is the plan? What is going through Odette's mind? Why would she even go to Maharu and have this whole... Like I care. Parka pouts at Odette before you're directing her attention to Alan. Federico, are we going to get a reaction from you? You didn't get voted. I will pass. Okay, that was sort of to be expected. I thought maybe he would surprise us, but no, he's just going to enjoy the show. What the hell? So my prediction was that the likelihood was we would lose Federico and Scale, and the secondary ones were going to be Odette and Maharu, that they were less likely. But now it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Odette and Maharu were the only ones that are being voted for. And Federico and Scale are just chilling out, and they're like, oh, nobody's targeting us? Sweet. And Rinka is just twiddling her thumbs. What is happening? What have people been discussing over this last day? Like, what is the surprise that's going to get pulled out? The only thing that could possibly happen that's going to be some sort of surprise is what's going to happen between the challenge. I mean, is Federico even going to care? He voted for Odette to block her nominating him. She didn't nominate him. Would she have if he passed? Well, Alan's passing. Let us begin with numeral 2 and 3's duplicate election then. Whoever reveals one card will earn election priority. Will either of you do so? Well, here's the other thing. If Federico passes, maybe Maharu will pass too? And then Odette walks scot-free. Maybe the only one to get eliminated is Maharu. That would be the complete opposite of my expectations. Of the 4, because I didn't feel like Alan and Rinka were at much risk. Of the other 4, I felt like she was the one least at risk, especially considering they really had the ability to vote for Scale and just didn't. What is going on? Will either of you do so? Federico? Nope, is Maharu going to block this? If Maharu blocks this is something that came up during the second video, because again, I reviewed the rules. If both people reveal a card, they both have to reveal another card. And that would mean literally everybody has Maharu's, all of her cards. But again, oh, this is a dynamic I didn't see coming. She doesn't care. She's about to get voted out anyway. She can just bully Federico. She can make him reveal everything. She's got nothing to lose. Why does she care if everyone gets her cards when she's got 5 minutes to live? Oh, I didn't even cross my mind. Didn't even cross my mind. I'll reveal my name card. Give me priority. Very low risk move from him. Everyone knows everyone else's names at this point. Almost completely. Yeah. The only possible exception is Alan, but I find it unlikely that Odette didn't just tell him because she felt like it. Wait a minute. Surely I'm supposed to reply first, given that I have a lower numeral than you. Technically, you're supposed to reveal at the same time. I think that sort of came up when we were in Sonia's situation. Following that logic, I'll reveal my cause of death card. Aha. Understood. Both of you are willing to reveal a card then. Will you reveal 2? Maharu doesn't give a damn. She'll do it. 1 is plenty, but will you go beyond that numeral 3? You little bitch. So now we have an interesting situation. Again, Maharu can reveal all day because she's gone. What did you and Odette discuss? I'm lost as to this, but Federico... If they both decide not to, because Maharu's saying 1 is enough, if Federico doesn't want to reveal his cause of death card, Odette walks. I don't necessarily understand. Maybe Odette got Maharu to agree to this because Maharu was going to get voted out anyway, and Odette was just kind of like, hey, could you do me a solid here? Even if it meant confessing a love that, again, may or may not even exist. It could have just been a manipulation. And what would have happened to that plan if Rinka had learned Scale's info? Again, what's going to happen? Like, is Maharu just gone? There's no challenge to Scale's nomination. Why is Rinka just sitting there cool as a cucumber? You little bitch. Oh, is the love affair over, Federico? You're not going to hit on her anymore today? I glare at Odette. She isn't laughing anymore. She looks like a wild beast now. I mean, those are basically her 2 modes. Her sight is fixed square on me, like I'm her prey even now. This might be the first time she's ever looked at me like this. What'll happen if the election gets cancelled? I can elect her next week, but then I'll need to reveal another card if she opts to protect herself. Yep. Again, the more cards you reveal, the stronger Odette's position is, because she's got your cards, too. Even if I don't elect her, she'll just elect me instead. This is rough. Even worse, she hasn't revealed a single card of her own. That means she'll break right through my own protective measures. Exactly what Psy'Min says earlier. These are exactly the things I was contemplating. If we both elect each other, then we'll be eliminated together. Yeah, what's your play here, bud? Will you pass numeral 3? Parka poses her question with a smirk. I ain't got time to think about how to make it through divine selection anymore. I'll never surpass Odette if I back down here. Yeah, that pride is coming in. I thought it might. This is my best chance to put her to sleep once and for all. So long as I can beat her, then here we go. Second card. Hold up! Thing is, Odette should have all 3 of my cards. She can still protect herself if I go ahead with this. Can she? I thought she had to nominate you in order for her to block. I had to go back to the second video to review that. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I don't think she can defend herself once you go up to your little platform. She can still protect herself if I go ahead. You know what the best part is? Watch this. Odette doesn't actually have his cards and she's just been bluffing. You watch. Then I'll have to reveal my regret as well. I stay quiet. Oh, is Odette gonna walk? My brain starts processing thoughts at a rate I've never experienced before. I've been with her long enough to know that she wouldn't just take an election from me lying down. You're gonna reveal your cause of death, aren't you? I mean, that just means you go up. Does Odette still get to protect herself because she has your cards? How does that happen? She isn't electing me because she can't. Oh, he's gonna... I was saying before that she might be bluffing. He's gonna call her bluff. She isn't electing me because she can't. God, I wish this game had a log so I could go back and look at things. If there's a log in this game and I just don't know where it is, I'm gonna be pissed because I can't see it. She made it seem like she knew my regret, but that was a bluff. Again, like I said. Which means there's only one thing to do. I'll give you my cause of death too, so give me the right to take her down once and for all. Understood. With that decided, numeral 3 and numeral 11. Allow me to begin the election procedure. This is so weird. Odette's getting eliminated, but it still feels like she's the one in the position of power. Whoa! The sudden shaking takes me by surprise. We're just going to lift off and, are we going to have a conversation with Scale while these two are gone? Because, Scale... Also, if Odette can defend herself against Federico, if there's something that's going to happen up here as a result of her having his cards, does that mean Maharu can defend herself? Did they come up with a strategy that they're able to block him, and that's why Rinka is staying cool? Maybe that factors into the research they were doing on the whole religion, goddess, what the hell's going on here bit, where they're actually aiming for stalemates. My platform begins to rise above the court of fate. It takes me to the upper stratum, which looks limitless. Yeah, this is his first time up here. Doesn't look much different than below. Odette told me about the other upper stratum before, but it really isn't that different from below. Why was that line necessary? That was literally what he just said. All that's changed is only me and Odette are here, standing opposite one another. Just the two of us, rising together. Funny how you're the one who ends up electing me in the end. Try to put on a brave face, huh? Show me some fear. You're about to die, so I won't judge you. You really that dumb? We're both dead already. Ain't nothing to be scared of. If anything, I'm just a bit upset I lost the game. This is the end for me, so I'll be honest. Kicking around with you wasn't bad. In fact, I had some good fun. If this actually goes through, then I guess the game wasn't toying with me. That whole, Odette is going to die vibe that we were explicitly being fed last video and this video. Just like we did with Sonya and all the other ones. I guess it was honest. Odette's on her way out. But again, Maharu. What's going to happen there? There wasn't nearly as much yelling in this in this round as I thought. I mean, Federico's certainly getting freaked out quite a bit, but everything else has been going standard so far. Odette sounds solemn as she says this. I'd say I had some fun too. Sharing wine with you wasn't so bad. Federico the dumbass falls for it again. He sure ain't fit to betray anyone, you know that? But hey, thanks for showing me that sincere side of yours before I gotta go. Again, trust nothing that comes out of this woman's mouth. Well, well, you two certainly get along. Where'd you come from? I completely forgot about Parka thanks to Odette. The juncture of causality serves as divine selection's take on the thread of fate, by which you are all bound. There have been, and will be, plenty of people like you two, those who get along so well. Moments like this bring me great comfort. You've got issues. I will take that as a compliment. Don't get the wrong idea. We ain't friends or nothing. We were just using each other. I'm eliminating her now because she's got nothing else of value for me. Oh dear, you could do with being more honest. Shut it. Just let me elect her already. Very well. We can't afford to waste time with a second group waiting. Are we going to have 2 elections? It'll be the first time we've had 2 elections in one night. And again, it's Maharu. That's going to affect a lot. Again, I don't like her. She's very nasty. But she's still a major character. My card book starts to glow as she says that. All my cards pop out and start floating in front of me. We get to see a nice little splash image of him looking as cool as possible, which probably isn't going to be very much. Odette told me how the election process works, so I don't hesitate. All I need to do is pick out her 3 cards. Oh, you don't even get a cool splash. Her name is Odette Malencon. And let me ask you something before you're done with me. She was crushed to death and died of blood loss. Crushed to death. So did some cargo container on her boat fall on her? My goal in life was to enjoy it to the fullest. So let me ask, what's your goal? Why do you want to live through this so bad? Her question causes me to stop for a moment. It doesn't take long for me to answer, though. No one needs a reason to live. That's so. Surprise, surprise. Guess that means you've got the right idea as well. It ain't like you to spout such nonsense. He's going to see that she had all 3 of his cards, and I don't know. I don't think she can do anything, because I don't remember there being anything in the rules about anything you can do once you get to this point. But he's going to see that she had all 3 of his cards, and he's just going to be like, what the hell's wrong with this woman? It ain't like you to spout such nonsense. A regret was being unable to give birth. All 3 cards float away from me once I pick them out. Oh, we get to see Odette's death as well. Once they reach the middle of the Court of Fate, they come together and form a triangle shape. The light surrounding them gets bigger and bigger until it eventually envelops the whole area. I really didn't predict Federico was going to be able to get Odette out of here. It still feels like she's winning, just because of her attitude and the fact that she's, you know, got this plan with Maharu, and she still feels like she's 3 steps ahead. He's going to her grave laughing in Federico's face. But the fact that we get to hang on to Federico and lose Odette is a bummer, because one of you is clearly more interesting than the other. As for Odette, she looks more at peace than I've ever seen her before. Damn it all. Yeah, again, you're winning, but you're still losing, because you're a bitch. I find myself on a ship under attack. Yeah, we know about this. In passing, a bunch of old-fashioned pirates were responsible. The ship was packed to the brim with weapons and illegally obtained jewels and crap. So they were probably here for them. The fact that they mentioned jewels, that raises a flag, because Alan is a jeweler. Is that going to factor into what we know about him? His cause of death? His regrets? Was he part of this? Did you steal my jewels? Illegally obtained jewels and crap, so they were probably here for them. Of course, this shipping company would never lose to a single boat, not with Odin Malencon at the helm. Things were different this time around, though. Not only were the pirates working together with a group she wasn't on good terms with, But they planned on sinking the ship and killing everyone on board too. Just blood. 8 ships! Oh yeah, they got serious. There was no way out when you're surrounded by 8 ships. All of Odette's crewmates were dead. Of course, they took plenty of the pirate crew down with them. The ship itself looked like hell on earth. There just happened to be a man from the Italian mafia on board, too. Hello, I'm Federico. Odette was aware of that, and the fact that he was currently on the run. Just then, a massive shock rocked the ship. Did she take a hit for you or something? Is that why this is coming up, and now you're going to be all guilty feeling? I also wondered if something weird was going to happen on the level of 4's card blowing up. I didn't mention that at the beginning. I was expecting something kind of crazy still to occur. That hasn't happened yet. But the trial, the elimination is still young. It begins to break apart due to the damage it had received. Odette judged others based on their skill in the high seas. To that effect, the mafioso was nothing more than your average Joe. Part of the decking that had broken off was launched right at him. Oh, did she literally jump in the way? And it was none other than Odette who used her body as a shield. That's why she got crushed and died from blood loss. This was a fact she would never admit to. Even if she survived, she would just chalk it up to coincidence. The undeniable truth, however, was that Odette used her own body to protect that mafioso. The ship jolted violently afterwards before it broke completely apart. So how did he die? Did he drown? Did he get shot after the fact because the pirates closed in? Oh, they were both... Oh, so they both died the same way. I thought they had different causes of death. Maybe hers is going to be dead from blood loss and his was literally just going to be crushed. Both Odette and the mafioso were crushed by the wreckage. Well, how are you going to respond to this? Because it seemed like he didn't remember quite everything. Yeah, this is news to him. He doesn't realize that Odette actually tried to save him. You gotta be kidding me. I find myself clutching my chest when I regain consciousness. What's this going to do for his character? You know, maybe we're going to have a little redemption arc for Federico. Maybe he's going to end the... Maybe he's going to survive and be ever so slightly less of a little bitch. My heart's throbbing like mad. I'm sweating buckets despite it only being a dream. And then you're going to find out she had all 3 of your cards. You watch. I saw the exact moment of Odette's death. I can't believe it. She protected me? My eyes feel dry all of a sudden. The sheer shame I feel takes me over. Yeah, like I said, massive guilt trip on you now, buddy. There's no way. Yeah, Parker's like, heh. Parker appears once more, chuckling in a manner similar to Maharu. She tells me all the cards Odette has in her possession and gives me the option to pick one. And she had them, didn't she? No way. All 3 of my cards are included in that list. How about that, Federico? You won, but you're still a loser. She could have protected herself at any moment. See, this is why I shouldn't have bothered even theorizing at the beginning of the video. I had all my little plans and theories, and then I forgot. Oh yeah, it's Odette. I feel like she's giving me the middle finger right now. Do give this some proper thought. My platform begins to descend as Parker's voice fades. First of all, are we going to flash back? Are we going to jump back a few minutes and see if there was a discussion happening down below while all this was taking place? And then, while Maharu and Scale are up here, is Federico going to have a moment? How's this going to play? My platform begins to descend as Parker's voice fades. The movement doesn't take me by surprise this time because I'm so preoccupied with everything that just happened. Numeral 2's cause of death will do. Yeah, I guess you didn't... Really? Scale couldn't have told you that? Wait a minute, why would you ask for the cause of death of someone who's about to die? Are you literally just doing this because you're going to be a bro? And is he having a change of heart? Is he just deciding, I don't want to benefit from the choices I've just made. I don't feel right getting a card that helps me. I'm just gonna throw away this opportunity and try to salvage my dignity. How ironic that the card I pick is the one Maharu's going to reveal. And that too! You're taking a card that Miharu is going to tell you just before she dies, and you don't get to use it anyway. Well, I think he's just in sad land. He's just doesn't care. Doesn't matter to me anymore. Whatever. Odette gave her life to protect me. She even had all my cards at her disposal, yet she never tried to block my election. And I'll never be able to find out why. I'm the one who eliminated her, but... Shit! Damn it all! Even in death, Odette wins. I try to kick the stand in front of me, but I just fall over myself without making any contact. I'm afraid there's no point in trying to damage something in the dream world. Parka just mocks him. Parka, who has returned to the lower stratum at some point, speaks to me with a grin. She really pisses... come on, Federico. Everybody pisses you off. Yeah, exactly. Everything pisses me off now. Exactly what Psy'Min says. I'm pissed off by everything. Allow me to take the cards you opted to reveal first. Parka takes 2 cards from me, and 1 card from Miharu. Oh yeah, that's right. Everyone knows our cause of death now. The participants' card books begin to glow, except for mine. I got Maharu's card when I eliminated Odette, so there's no reason for mine to react. Damn it. I doubt anyone can hear me at this point. My emotions are shot, and they're falling deeper and deeper down this bottomless world. Now then, are we going to flashback a few minutes? I have a feeling we are. Ugh. Heh. What is this heh? What is this heh of yours? After Federico has his election, it is Maharu's turn to be elected by Scale. Scale doesn't seem very happy about that. I'm honestly a bit worried at first, but Miharu comes... Wait, I'm sorry? I am honestly a bit worried at first, but Miharu comes back safe and sound? Was she actually able to defend herself? Was she actually able to say, no, I have all your cards, you can't use your cards? That's not really a rule that was elaborated on. Finding her and Naomi... Whose perspective are we on right now? Oh no, we're Rinka. Are we Rinka or are we Rinka? Okay, so we got Scale's info. Rinka and Miharu probably do have it, but they opted to protect themselves rather than eliminate Scale. I wondered if Scale... I still thought Scale was going to be eliminated today, but I almost kind of wondered if that was going to be a waste because he was just so recently introduced. Is this our way of taking control of the game? Is this our way of saying, no. We're going to find a way for more people to survive. We had a talk with Naomi. We traded cards. We have Scale's info, but we're not going to use it to eliminate him. We're just going to protect ourselves and work for that stalemate. Because that's what it said, right? It said Scale and Miharu went up and they both came back down? Because that's never happened before. God, I wish this game had a log. I want to go back and read it now that I know that we're Rinka. Finding her and Naomi outside Lionhouse on Saturday night sure took me by surprise. After hearing what they had to say, I was so glad that I both made my way back home and found the courage to negotiate with Alan. Negotiate with Alan? Was this the chat they had about sharing information on Scale when she was in the warehouse? Because I was wondering what was going to come of that besides just Odette getting her anger issues out. We spent all of Sunday tracking down the information pertaining to Scale's cause of death and regret. It shouldn't have been too hard because we already knew the information on the cards themselves, but it still took almost all day. Okay, so they do both have his info. This is confirmed. I doubt I would have been able to manage it without Miharu and Naomi's help. They should both be sleeping beside me in the real world right now. I could have elected him myself, but I didn't because it would risk Miharu losing her own means of protection. I don't follow that logic. I could have elected him myself, but I didn't because it would risk Miharu losing her own means of protection. Why? Why? I don't get that. Explain. Elaborate. That, in turn, increases the risk of other participants getting a hold of more information, but it remained the safest option. What happened up there? I want to see the process by which you allow yourself to block being eliminated once you've already reached the upper stratum. I want to know how exactly you can use the cards to protect yourself once you're at that point. If you nominate each other, okay, fair enough. But if only one person gets nominated and you're already off and gone, that's a different story. Goodness gracious, things certainly have gotten messy here. Not that you particularly care, do you? I sure got served. Damn it. Unfortunately, I have to agree with Parka's sentiment. My heart is racing. It's entirely possible that I could have lost Maharu if Scale did something crazy. I keep forgetting, we're from Rinka's perspective. I'm like, Federico, you wouldn't have lost Maharu. She was never yours. But it's like, no, we're Rinka. It's entirely possible that I could have lost Maharu if Scale did something crazy. We haven't seen Rika on screen yet. It's hard to imagine this is her. And that's the last thing I want. No kidding. You stayed pretty calm during this. But you clearly know something I don't. Tonight's session resulted in one elimination. I bid you all farewell for now. Okay, this was a lot less crazy than I thought it was going to be. But we definitely had some surprises. I don't like the fact we lost Odette. I like Odette. Odette's a fun character. But we might actually get some character development for Federico. He got wrecked. He got owned, even as he won. What happened between Scale and Maharu? We're going to have a flashback there. We got a flashback to Odette and Ro after the fact. I want to see what happened between Scale and Maharu. Show me this. Divine Selection ends with Parka's farewell. And you know what? We might just end the video with Parka's farewell too. What? How did Scale get served? And the next question is, what's he going to do about it? Because again, Scale's thing is he's kind of about justice. He's sort of okay with some people living. He just wants the evil ones to not win. And what was set up there, and what was Parka's reaction to it? Because depending on what Maharu revealed, my consciousness makes its way back to my body in the real world, but I don't go back empty-handed. It's nothing but a simple idea for now, but a certain possibility has made itself known to me. Yeah, we learned something. Something happened. But we don't know what yet. They have discussed something all Saturday, and they just finished confirming it. Are they wondering what happens if everyone stalemates each other? Do they get to block each other? Like, could Odette have just blocked Federico just now and just didn't? 8th week, achievement unlocked. We did it. Why are we back here? Well played, Odette Malencon. How is it well played? I guess he knows something too. Alan is a very smart guy, so he's well played, Odette Malencon. What did she accomplish? I mean, I guess she went out on her own terms? What was Odette's plan? She got voted out. Sounds like a shit plan. What was accomplished here? Stuff is going on. I expected more of a shouting match, like I said, but this is still... We're going to see some interesting repercussions from this. I think this is a good time to stop the video and look forward to what's going to happen next time. We have had a less drama than I thought. The only person that really got surprised by anything was Federico, and maybe to a lesser extent Scale. But everyone else is making their own moves outside of the game. Even Odette may have had some sort of objective? I don't know. We'll have to see how this gets explained, but I'm looking forward to the flashback that's inevitably going to come with Maharu and Scale. I'm looking forward to hearing about what these guys discussed on Sunday as far as their strategy here and what they learned. And what's the plan going forward? Again, are we now working towards stalemates? Are we now directly challenging Parka? Are we going to partner with Scale and change our strategy? Is Federico going to be slightly less of a bitch? All questions to be answered. Damn, I'm almost tempted to record another session right off the bat. I want to see what happens. I hope you're looking forward to what happens too. And I will see you next time.